13.7 billion years ago, the universe began. Everything that we know today started to exist. 4 billion years ago, the earth was formed. And then chaos turned into oceans, chaos turned into land and life. About 100,000 years ago, human species, Homo sapiens, first appeared on the earth. Today is also a beginning. The beginning, which is called Upakarma, today's theme. It is the beginning where we start something new, something afresh. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ajinkya Firodia, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Kinetic Group of Companies. And I'm very happy to talk about Upakarma and its various forms. In Hindu mythology, Upakarma is the day when Vishnu returned the Vedas to Brahma. It marks a new beginning. It marks a sacred beginning, a day of learning, a day of gifting. But the thing about beginnings is that some beginnings of small things come to an end. But real beginnings, beginnings that are meaningful, are timeless. They are endless. Like the first time you see the love of your life. Like the first time you hold your child in your arms. Or like the first time you start a new business. These beginnings never end. They get woven into the fabric that is you. One such beginning, one such very important aspect of life is entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneur, as they introduced me, and I believe entrepreneurship is the most sacred form of Upakarma. Let me tell you why. Entrepreneurship comprises of three things. It gives you the freedom to create. It gives you the freedom to make something new, to innovate. It also, the second thing, entrepreneurship gives you the courage to take the path that others have not taken as yet. And the third is entrepreneurship is about legacy. Once you start a venture, you create a legacy that you will take ahead, a legacy that your son will inherit or somebody else will inherit. It is timeless. And so I say that entrepreneurship is the best form of Upakarma. Let me go through an example of entrepreneurship, a personal example, and I have many, but let me go through a personal example of entrepreneurship with you. The year is 2003. I was only 21 years old. I'd just come back from the United States. I was called back because our company, Kinetic, which has been a leader for 2 or 3 decades, making products like Kinetic Luna and Kinetic Honda, had started to see tough times. When I came back, the market had changed. People's preferences had changed. From mopeds, they wanted motorcycles. Our partner Honda had come on its own, and things were getting fierce. I was put in marketing. As the in charge of marketing, I tried my level best. I tried to launch new products. I tried to change our brand. I tried to get new dealers. I tried to get technology from Italy, and I tried to get technology from Taiwan. Nothing seemed to work. The market was fierce, and it had decided that it was going to attack. Finally, we had to hive off the two-wheeler business into another company. It felt very difficult. It felt like failure, and it felt like doom. But on the other hand, we still had our organization, our company, with a 500,000 square meter plant with 1,000 employees and with technical knowledge to produce anything that can happen. And my father told me, this is the time you become an entrepreneur. You will no longer look at marketing or sales. You will be made the CEO of this company, and you will decide what you want to do with this company. And this was the beginning of my Upakarma, my entrepreneurial journey. I took my team, and I asked my team, what do we have? And they said, sir, we can do anything. We can manufacture anything. So on one hand, we had assets, we had technical knowledge, we had a workforce. But on the other hand, we had no business, we had lots of debt. So we decided to venture into auto components. This was a completely different field for everyone. I had to do a lot of learning. I had to learn what it is to make gears. I had to know what are the quality standards of international OEMs. I had to work on changing the layout of the factory. I had to move machines from one shop to another. I had to change the mindset of people. People who were B2C makers of the iconic products like Kinetic Luna and Kinetic Honda had to suddenly become a B2B player where they had to receive guests from other companies. It was a huge challenge. We put in a lot of hours. We had to find customers. I traveled to Tata's, Mahindra's, Ashok Leyland. I traveled abroad to Europe, USA, trying to build businesses, get businesses. There were some successes, there were more failures. Finally, from 2009 to 2016, with a lot of effort and a lot of understanding, we started seeing light. The business started turning around. We started getting known in the country as reliable manufacturers of gearboxes. Step by step, we started getting business from US. We started getting business from big players like Renault, like Nissan, like Tata, like Mahindra, American Axle, General Motors. Step by step, the whole company started transforming itself, understanding the requirements, growing. So I want to share these learnings with you, what entrepreneurship is all about. To be a successful entrepreneur, you need to have 4 skills. The first skill you need to understand is that business is about money. Business is not about hobby. Business is not about only what you like to do. Business is the art of putting in 100 rupees and taking out 200. So you need to see things in a way where you're going to be able to make profits, make money out of money, and you need to dispassionately, unemotionally make sure that whatever you do is eventually going to create wealth for you. Second thing about entrepreneurship is that you need to be a leader. An entrepreneur necessarily needs to lead a team of people. People want to do very good work, but they are looking for guidance. They're looking for vision. They're looking for decisions. They fumble. They lose the path. You need to be able to continuously give them the leadership that they deserve to take your organization ahead. Third, entrepreneurship is about passion. Whatever you do, whatever you start, you need to love it. You need to make the best product. You need to want to make the best service. You need to want to do anything it takes to achieve your vision. Without passion, an entrepreneur cannot make it big. So you need to be very emotional and from the heart, build your business. And fourth, and a very important learning, and a much talked about discussion these days, is that how do you solve the problems? You need to solve any problem only through strategy. These days people say, should you work 90 hours, should you work 70 hours, should you not work? These are the discussions. I say you need to work when you need to work, and you need to make people work when they need to work. All your problems need to be solved by strategy. It was when I realized that my factory is too big to make small components, but I should focus on technology or high volume export business or backward integrate into making forgings to reduce my material cost, is when I turned around. Not when I worked till 1 or 2 at night. It's when I put thought, when I put strategy, when I got the right customer and the right cost structure was I able to turn around. So you need to have strategy, is a very important part of being an entrepreneur. So guys, Upakarma and entrepreneurship, they're the 2 sides of the same coin. The thing about beginnings is that they're nice, but sometimes they're unpredictable. They can be messy, they can be tough. At the same time, they give you an opportunity to grow, they give you an opportunity to learn. So I want you all to think, what is going to be your Upakarna? What will you begin? And make sure that when you take this decision, you're going to take it for an idea that's going to last forever and for generations to come. This is your Upakarma. Make it unforgettable. Thank you.